everyone, this is Phoebe Wild with BoardGameGeek at Gen Con 2016, and I'm here again with Justin DeWitt from Fireside Games. And he's going to talk about Dastardly Dirigibles.
Yes, so this is our steampunk airship building game. It is based on some very simple mechanics that are going to feel like something you've played before, but with a whole new twist that we haven't ever seen before, so we're very proud of it. We are all steampunk airship engineers trying to build the best airships because Professor Phineas Edmund Hornswoggle has retired, and he's giving up his factory, and in a sort of Willy Wonka-esque twist, he's going to give it away to whoever builds the best airship. So let's compete for that. The way it's done is, the deck is made up of sliced up airships. Imagine if they'd gone through some sort of slot machine slicer. They're all going to be cut into different pieces, and there are 9 different suits, 7 unique ones and 2 wilds. But on your turn, you're going to be playing parts to your airship on this guide card. You're going to be, for example, playing tail pieces, maybe a lift engine. I might go ahead and play a gondola rear. So you can see there's these 7 parts here, like that kind of thing. And the goal is, of course, to build an airship front to back, but you want to build it out of the most commonly used suits. So you can see not only are they stylistically different, they have an icon that tells you what suit it is. So that's where they're all sliced up. You're going to score the suit you use the most. So you'd like it to be complete. It's not going to be complete, though. Don't worry about that. So the idea being, like, you'll score multiple. So say, for example, this was my airship with 2 of the gear suits. If this was how the round ended, I would still make points. I would get 2 for each of the ones that I used that were my main scoring suits. I get a 4-point airship out of this. And the round will end when someone builds all 7 pieces. Hopefully that'll be me, but it might not. I'm really good at will. So here's the catch. That on its own is actually pretty entertaining, but here's where the game gets actually dastardly. As you're playing cards to your airship, you're going to announce them out loud. So if you and I were playing, I would say, Phoebe, I just played a tail. Let's see, you had a gondola front, and you had a drive engine, and I would come along and say, oh, that's great, I'm so glad you have all that. Here's the problem, though, and let's say you had, you know what, I'm going to give you a nose cone, actually, and then can I find another nose cone to give you? Of course, I buried the ones I was going to demo. That's how this always goes. I'll give you a different... Could I do it with a tail? I could almost do a tail, but not quite. Well, let's just use my airship as an example then. So, nose cone. Let's say I had played this nose cone. I was really excited about this nose cone. Or even better, I didn't like this nose cone. When I play a card, I have to announce what part it is, and everyone at the table has to play that part. So I say, oh, you know what? Nose cone. Maybe I'm replacing my own nose cone. Maybe it's the first one I've played. Everyone at the table, if they have it in their hand, has to play it. Now, if you didn't have a nose cone, great. I just gave you one for free. That was very nice of me. However, if that was the nose cone you'd always wanted, and I just pulled one out, and you had to replace it, and it goes into the discard pile, and now you hate me because I've just ruined your airship. All I'm trying to do is build the best airship I can. Sorry. You might say...
Why would you ruin my airship?
Because I'm dastardly. So, by just building your airship, you're going to mess with the other players. And there's strategy to choosing what part to replace when. If I know, for example, you've got a great airship with a lot of matched parts, I might look for those parts, and even if it hurts me, it may hurt you more. Or maybe I'll wait, because I know you're going to play a nose cone. If I can get one for free, when you play it, I'll just drop one out. The only other twist you need to watch out for are the wild cards. Wild cards count towards your most commonly used suit, but they're only worth 1 point. So it's sort of a helper. For example, let's say I did have this tail out here. That would be great. That would get me normally a 4-point ship. This would be my 5th, though. So you can kind of build it out with that. You're trying to get the suits as much as you can, but it doesn't always work that way. The other thing you'll run into are the special cards. So, for example, Mechanician or Tesla Disintegrator. These are cards that when you play, they simply trigger their effects. The Mechanician gets you an additional action. Tesla Disintegrator is one of my favorite. You get rid of a card from your hand, everyone at the table has to destroy that part from their airship. That would include you, so yeah, you'd have to do that. But, so that's essentially how it works in a nutshell. There's a nice little open-faced mechanic where we have what we call the Emporium. When you're drawing up, there will be cards face up equal to the number of players. You could draw those if you know it's a suit you want, or you can draw from the draw pile. So either way, you're getting what you need, hopefully, and building the perfect airship while confounding everyone around you. The last bit that makes me giggle is we have included a handbook of Victorian insults for ancient timey insults for telling people how terrible they are when they mess with your airship. So
you are a flop doodle.
I completely am. I agree, my dear. Yes.
Yep.
So that's kind of Dastardly Dirigibles in a nutshell. We're hoping people come by and give it a shot.
Cool. So you just play 1 round of the game, and
it's
then
actually
score up?
3 total.
Great.
So first person to complete, and there's a bonus. The first person to complete their airship gets a 2-point bonus. If, for example, though, I completed my airship first, but I also played the last piece you needed, you get a bonus point for a follow-up. And then there is, of course, the ever popular but hard to get muddle. If you're able to build a ship that has no wilds and no pairs, one of every suit in the game, it's a 20-point bonus. It's a 20-point ship. Very hard to do, very easy to fail terribly at. So.
And how many players is the game?
This goes up from 1 to 5, and this is $19.95, $20 at the show. And it's out now. It actually came out in July, but it has been a big hit at the show here, so we're excited.
Well, there you go. Dastardly Dirigibles from Fireside Games.
Smooth sailing, everyone.